Hello, students. How are you? I hope you're doing fine and you were eagerly waiting for this video. I'm sure you will love this video, and by the end of it, you'll have a big smile on your face. Today, we will do the first chapter for grade 6 Civics book. The name of the chapter is Understanding Diversity. If I have to ask you, which is your favorite flavor of ice cream? Some of you will say strawberry, some of you will say mango, some of you will name chocolate. Even in a family with your siblings, you have different tastes. In the same manner, sitting in one class, we all belong to different cultures, different religions, which play a very vital role in our lives. But more than any religion, any culture, one thing that binds all of us together is being an Indian. That's what we will talk about today. How we are basically diverse but united by one word, India. Students, you can see three pictures on your screen. These three pictures are drawn by three different students. The fourth box is kept empty. Why is it kept empty? Because that's the space where you have to draw, and when you draw, that will be different from your friends. This could be because you have a different style of painting. The way our style of painting different from one another, in the same manner, we look differently, we behave differently. So let's play a game now. Now you have to tell me, when you go out, what kind of clothes do you like? Which language do you use at home? Which is your favorite sport? Which books do you like to read? On asking same questions from a girl of your age named Payal, when I have to go out, I like to wear jeans and t-shirt. I like to speak in Hindi at home because Hindi is our national language. My favorite sport is hockey because hockey is our national game. I like to read books related to history. Now, if I have to ask all these questions from you, I'm sure all of you might be having different responses to it. Some of you might be speaking Marathi, Odia, Tamil, Punjabi, Bengali, or any other language with which you are comfortable. Some of you might like football, some of you might like cricket or chess. Even the books you might like can be science fiction, storybooks, so on and so forth. A few of you can have common answers, but that does not mean that you have a common thinking pattern. There must be something different in the way you think, the way you speak, the way you live. In most of the situations, you might be similar to your friends, but basically, you are different in your mindset. Okay, now I have a story to tell you. It's story about two boys. In this story, we have two boys. The first one is a newspaper seller. He stands on the traffic lights, shouts the headlines of the Hindi and English newspaper, and sells these newspapers. Other boy rides his bicycle and stops at the red light. The little boy who sells the newspaper goes running towards him and shows him the English newspaper. The boy on bicycle asks for Hindi newspaper. The boy who sells newspaper is shocked to learn that the boy on bicycle knows Hindi. He asks, "You mean you know Hindi?" "Of course," said the boy on the cycle. "Why? Why did you think?" "But you look so Angrez. You mean you can even read Hindi?" "Of course. I can. I can speak, read, and write Hindi. Hindi is one of the subjects I study in school. Subject? What is a subject? Well, it is something. Oh, uh, it is something related to the study. Have you ever been to school? Never. The boy with the newspaper in his hand answered, and he added proudly, I began working when I was so high, measuring himself against the cycle seat. First, my mother used to come with me, but now I can do it all alone. Where is your mother now? And suddenly, while he asked that question, the lights changed. The young boy selling newspaper yelled from somewhere behind, She is in Meerut! The next day, they meet again, and the boy who was on cycle a day before says, Hello, my name is Samir. What's yours? My name is also Samir. What? The eyes of the elder boy lit up. He continued, You know what Samir means? It's another name for Lord Hanuman's father. Do you know that? And the little boy replied joyously, So now you are Samir Ek and I am Samir Do. Both of them shake hands. The next day, he did not have his usual smile. There is trouble in Meerut. Many people are being killed there in the riots. There were communal riots in Meerut. It blazed. But Samir, I am a Muslim, Samir, and all my people are in Meerut. His eyes filled with tears. He would not look up. He was not at the crossing the next day or the day after. Never ever again. And no newspaper in English or Hindi could tell where Samir too had gone. In this story, we do not read about diversity, but we read about inequality. Inequality means some of the people do not have neither a chance nor the resource like most of them have. Hence, poverty is not a form of diversity, it is a form of inequality. Caste system is another example of inequality. In this system, the society was divided into different kind of groups. Before we proceed further, we would like to discuss something. If I have to ask you, what are the three differences between Samir 1 and Samir 2? What would they be? Probably in your reply, you can simply say that Samir 1 knows English very well and Samir 2 knows how to speak in Hindi. Samir 1 is basically a Hindu and Samir 2 is a Muslim. Their eating habits, religion, language are diverse in nature. The third difference could be that Samir 1 studies in school, whereas Samir 2 has never been to a school. He sells newspapers. Okay, my next question to you is, did the difference stop them from becoming friends? It is very clear out here that both of them spoke in different languages, but still they spoke to each other because talking to each other was more important for them. Both of them belonged to two different religions, but they became friends because they wanted to be friends. Hence, we can see that differences cannot stop them from becoming friends. Now you have to make a list of the festivals Samir 1 and Samir 2 might be celebrating. You might say that in India, all the religions are respected equally. All the people from all different religions, they enjoy all the festivals. But still, keeping in mind Samir 1 as a Hindu, Holi, Deepavali, Dashera, and Raksha Bandhan might be holding a special place in his life. In the same manner, Samir too might be celebrating Eid, Muharram, and Bakrid and must be observing fast during Ramzan. Now, if I have to ask you why Samir too never went to school, your answer might be very simple that Samir too was a poor boy and that's why he could not go to school. In order to support his family, he had to sell newspapers from a very young age. He wanted to go to school but could not because he did not have neither the resource nor the opportunity. The professions of people become their caste. Like if somebody is born in a potter family by caste, they become a potter. In earlier times, it was expected that the son of a potter would become a potter only, and that created a situation of inequality. In such a social setup, you could not change your profession. Now, we will study how diversity enriches our lives. You must have made many friends in your life. You must have had different cuisines with them, must have celebrated different religions with them, must have tried their attires as well. You must have heard to speak like them as well. You must have liked the stories of animals, king, queens, suspense, horror stories. All those people who write the stories, they follow different sources like real life situation, fictitious situations. In India, it is a country of diversity. We speak in different languages. We eat different foods. We celebrate different festivals. If you have a close look at all this, you can realize that we follow the same things, but we just do those things differently. Now we'll study how we can understand diversity. Around 200 to 225 years ago, when trains, aeroplanes, buses, or cars were not a part of our life, at that time, people used to commute from one place to another with the use of ships, horses, camels, or by walking. Most of these journeys were carried out in order to settle or find land for farming. During this time, commuting used to take a lot of time, and that's why people used to stay at one place for a very long time. When they used to live in a new place, there used to be some changes in their lifestyle. They adopted new languages, new food, new music, and sometimes new religion as well. They used to blend new and old. Their culture used to mix with the existing culture, and that gave birth to a new culture, a mixed culture. If we have a close look at people living in two different geographical conditions, that also brought diversity to it. If we talk about people who lived on coastal areas or up hills, we can see there is a difference between the clothes they wear, the food they eat, and the work they do. Now, we will talk about two places of India. One, Ladakh, extreme north of India, and Kerala, the westernmost part of India. And we'll try to understand how regional diversity is affected by historical and geographical reasons. Ladakh is the most recent union territory of India. Earlier, it was a part of Jammu and Kashmir. It is located in the eastern mountains of Jammu and Kashmir. It's basically a desert. Over here, it is not possible to do farming because it does not get rain. This area remains under snow for a very long time throughout the year. In this area, you don't get to see a single tree. For drinking water, people rely on the snow, which melts during the month of summers. Here, people breed a special kind of goat from which they get pashmina wool. This wool is very costly, and the pashmina shawls are very costly as well. People from Ladakh collect this wool and sell this to businessmen of Kashmir, where pashmina shawls are made. Here in Ladakh, people eat products made from milk like butter, cheese. They eat meat in these areas. The families which live here have few cows, goats, or yaks. After crossing a valley in Ladakh, a mini caravan reached at this place, and these settlements today are known as Tibet. The caravan used to carry with them the spices, raw silk, and mats, etc. It was a route of Ladakh through which Buddhism reached Tibet. Ladakh is also known as Mini Tibet. Around 400 years ago, people were exposed to the religion of Islam in this area, and now the majority population in this area is Muslim. The songs of this area are in the oral form. In Ladakh, which is very rich, the Tibetan national epic, Kesar Saga, are performed and sung by both Muslims and Buddhists of Ladakh. Now we will take you up to the westernmost point of country, Kerala. The hills in this area produce many spices like cloves, pepper, and cardamom. Because of these spices, this area remained center of attraction for most of the traders. Jewish and Arab traders were the first to come here. The apostle of Christ, Saint Thomas, is believed to have come here nearly 2000 years ago, and he is credited with bringing Christianity to India. Many traders also came and settled down here. Ibn Battuta, who traveled here a little less than 700 years ago, wrote a travelogue in which he describes the lives of Muslims and says that they were a highly respected community. The Portuguese discovered the sea route to India from Europe when Vasco da Gama landed with the ship here. Because of all these various historical influences, people in Kerala practice different religions such as Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, and Buddhism. The fishing nets used here look exactly like the Chinese fishing nets, and these are called China wala. Even the utensil used for frying is called China chati, and it is believed that the word Chin would have come from China. The fertile land and climate are suited to grow rice, and majority of people here eat rice, fish, and vegetables. One of the most famous festival of Kerala is Onam. A special and a very attractive boat race is organized on this festival. While Kerala and Ladakh are quite different in terms of their geographical features, the history of both regions has seen similar cultural influences. Both regions were influenced by Chinese and Arab traders. It was the geography of Kerala which allowed for the cultivation of spices and special geographical location of Ladakh for its wool that brought traders to these regions. Now, we will talk about unity in diversity. India's diversity has always been recognized as a source of its strength. When the British ruled India, women and men from different cultural and regional background came together to oppose them. India's freedom movement had thousands of people of different backgrounds in it. They worked together to decide joint actions. They went to jails together. They found different ways to oppose the British. Interestingly, the British thought they could divide Indians because they were so different and then continue to rule. But the people showed them how they could be different and yet be united in their battle against the British. This song was sung after Jallianwala Bagh massacre in Amritsar, in which British general opened fire on a large group of an unarmed, peaceful people's gathering, killing many and wounding even more. Men and women, Hindus, Sikhs, or Muslims, rich and poor, had gathered to protest against the British. This song was composed and sung to honor the memory of these brave people. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, in his book Discovery of India, had mentioned that Indian unity was not something which one imports from outside, but rather it was something deeper and within its fold. The widest tolerance of belief and custom was practiced, and every variety acknowledged and even encouraged. It was Nehru who coined the phrase unity in diversity to describe the country. Even the national anthem of India, written by Dr. Rabindranath Tagore, expresses the unity in diversity of our citizens. Okay, let's see what you have learned from the chapter till now. My first question is, which out of these is correct statement for Ladakh? It was the route of Ladakh through which Buddhism reached Tibet. Second option, Ladakh is conducive for farming. Third option, it rains heavily in Ladakh. Correct answer, this is option number 1. It was the route of Ladakh through which Buddhism reached Tibet. Okay, my next question is, how do the people of Ladakh gather water to drink? By water from the tank, from rainwater, water which melts from snow. Correct option, this is option number 3. They gather water from the snow when it melts in summers. Question number 3. Where is Pashmina knit? Listen to the question carefully. Where is Pashmina knit? Kashmir, Bihar, Kerala, or Tibet? Correct answer it is Kashmir. Okay, Ladakh is called option number 1, Tibet. Option number 2, Mini Tibet. Option number 3, we only know it by the name of Ladakh. Correct answer, this is also known as Mini Tibet. Which is the famous epic of Tibet? Kesar Saga, Saga Kesar, or Saga? Correct. This is Kesar Saga. Who came for the first time in Kerala? Your options are Persian and Arab, Christian and Jews, Persian and Jews, Arab and Jews. Correct answer. Arab and Jews were the first one to come to Kerala. My next question is, who was the apostle of Christ? I repeat, who was the apostle of Christ? Was it Saint Morgan, Saint Johnson, Saint Thomas, or none of the above? The apostle of Christ was Saint Thomas. Correct answer. Okay, now you have to pick the correct option again. The fishing net of Kerala was called net, fishing net, or Chinawala. Correct, it was Chinawala. The utensil used in Kerala for frying is called China chatti, frying pan, or the pan. Correct answer again, it is China chatti, the name of the utensil which is used in Kerala for frying. Who wrote Discovery of India? Was it Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, or Rabindranath Tagore? Correct answer. Discovery of India was written by Jawaharlal Nehru. How do we get Pashmina wool? Option number 1, from a special kind of goat. Option number 2, from a sheep. Option number 3, none of the above. Very right. We get Pashmina wool from a special kind of goat which is reared in Ladakh. With this, we come to the end of this video. We'll be back with another video. Till then, take care and keep reading.